Department of Aging is hosting the 13th annual Cleveland Senior Walk on Thursday, September 7th, right here on beautiful Mall C, which is located right next to City Hall on Lakeside Avenue. This free, fun, casual walk will take place rain or shine and is open to experienced or beginning walkers, young and old. In the event of bad weather, the event will take place inside of Public Hall. Free t-shirts, flu shots, healthy snacks, and water will be available. There will also be Tai Chi, yoga, and silver sneakers demonstrations and valuable information for seniors. Registration starts at 8:45 with the program beginning at 9:30. The walk kicks off at 10 o'clock. The purpose of the event is to promote healthy exercise and healthy lifestyles for both young and old, and is sponsored by the Cleveland Department of Aging, the Cleveland Department of Public Health, the YMCA, the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging, Metro Health, and the Steady U Ohio program. Parking with shuttle service will be available at the municipal lot off the Shoreway for $4. So join me and the Cleveland Department of Aging team for the 13th annual Cleveland Senior Walk on Thursday, September 7th on Mall C. To register or for more information, please call the Cleveland Department of Aging at 664-2833.
Welcome to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. The City of Cleveland and Cleveland Police Department organized a way to cut down on crime with the help of a safety phone bank and special tip line. City officials established a crime tips phone bank on Sunday, August 13th at the City Emergency Operations Center on St. Clair Avenue. The phone bank was put in place to allow citizens to make anonymous tips regarding recent homicides and other unsolved violent crimes. Officials say information from the tip lines are vital in solving open cases.
We want the public to help us out. We know that most crimes are solved with a tip from someone. It's not always a detective going out there and doing grunt work. It's a regular, ordinary citizen that calls in with information on something that happens out there in our neighborhoods. And we want people to understand also that, no matter how small you think your tip is, it may be valuable to an investigator out there that's looking for that final piece of the puzzle to solve that crime.
So we want to solicit the public's help as we move to not only reduce violent crimes, homicides in particular, violent crimes in general, but we want to increase our ability to solve those crimes, to show those who would be inclined to do that it is fruitless for them to do these things and think that they're not going to be identified and apprehended for their violence.
Police officials say this isn't the first time they have used a tip line to get valuable information, and they will use this tool again to help solve other crimes in the future. Those who participated in Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson's Summer Youth Employment Program gathered together at the DoubleTree Hotel in downtown Cleveland for a feast and to share stories of what they did and experienced throughout the summer. Stephanie Bird, Assistant Administrator for the Division of Water, oversees the program and says that throughout the 8 weeks, the young men and women work on many projects.
Well, this is the 12th year of the Mayor's Summer Youth Employment Program. It's an 8-week program, and we have probably about 12 team projects and about 22 youth that are participating in internships.
In addressing the crowd, Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson said the program has improved.
It started off with really water hydrants and catch basins, but it is moved into what it is now, which I believe is a much better program because you have a much broader experience of what it takes not only just to have a job and reporting to work and doing what you're supposed to do, but also it gives you an indication and exposure to how government works in some small way.
Teams were set up to take on different projects this summer, including a rain barrel team, an illegal dumping team, even a videography and journalism team, among others. At the luncheon, a spokesperson from each group spoke on what they did this summer.
I am one of the few youth who were fortunate enough to work on a rain gardens team. On our team, our job is maintaining and renewing selected gardens throughout the city of Cleveland, Ohio. This job has changed my perspective on working by showing me that if you are on a team, any one action can or will have an effect on the group or operation.
Stephanie Bird says that those who took part in the program received many life-enriching benefits.
One thing is sometimes kids think of certain careers, but we try to open up their mind to there's so many different careers, so non-traditional careers. We want them to increase their awareness of the environment and of course public service, doing service in the community in which they live. And for most kids it could be pretty much their first job as well.
Darren Suttles, program manager for Youth Opportunities Unlimited, says that even though the program has ended, there is still plenty going on with the YOU.
We have a variety of programs. One of them is called Day One, which is for out-of-school youth. And basically it's kind of a career readiness program, which is also going to provide them with a credential in different pathways like healthcare, IT, and water and wastewater training. We also have programs in the schools. We're in, I think, 12 schools, very heavily concentrated in the Cleveland Metropolitan School District as well.
A group of students from Empower Cleveland's youth came together at a luncheon to talk about the work they did in Cleveland over the summer. Empower Cleveland's youth operates in conjunction with the Cleveland Leadership Center.
Cleveland Leadership Center worked with Congressman Renese's office and the mayor's office and his team at the City of Cleveland to bring together these young people from all over Cleveland, all of the neighborhoods, and provide them with an 8-week experience where they were exposed to a whole multitude of careers and mentors who worked in a variety of different sectors so they could learn from them, experience careers firsthand, hear about the life journey that a number of these people took. And this was the culmination today. So this was the last day of their 8 weeks.
Mayor Frank Jackson congratulated the group, saying their success in the program will lead to the success of others.
Every time you do something and you do it well, you make it easier for us to deal with the next group that has to come along. So what you've done is you really made it possible for us to enter into agreements with our partners as they look to provide internship and exposure to other young people as they come along.
Congressman Jim Renese, who, along with Mayor Jackson, had the vision to create Empower Cleveland's youth, was the keynote speaker at the event. He said Empower is all about giving Cleveland's youth a new experience on life.
And the real key is to give youth here in Cleveland opportunity for mentorship, an opportunity to see job opportunities. Some of these youth have never seen the lake, which I've learned. Some of them have never seen the library. Some have never been to the zoo. These are all opportunities they got to see. They got to meet with mentors, and they also got to meet with employers and see job skills. And that's why you heard today that some of them are now thinking of other career opportunities, which is really great. That's what this program is all about.
Eddie Gonzalez, a student with Empower Cleveland's youth, says he had an experience that changed his outlook on his future.
It was an honest-to-God great experience. You know, I met mentors who already have been like at least 15 years into their job, and they talked about how, you know, how they managed to get where they at, and it was incredible because, you know, like I never had that experience.
We all know that the future of our community rests with our young people, and we need to inspire them to want to be engaged civically, to not look at what they may see as be disenchanted with what's happening in government, and say, I want to be a part of it because I can improve our community and I can make it better. So we're totally invested in the next generation, starting with high school students and continuing with college students, because we know that if we can challenge them to be good leaders, it's going to be better for all of us.
It's that time of the year again, time to head back to school, and Mayor Frank Jackson and CMSD are making sure students are prepared for classes. TV20's Enrique Correa has more on the 11th Annual Youth Summit.
Hundreds of families were greeted with drums and music as they entered Public Hall for the 11th Annual Mayor's Youth Summit and CMSD Back to School Fair.
Oh my gosh, look at this room. Standing room only for our back to school event. This is my favorite time of the year. Kids and families are all ready to come back to school, and I'm ready for them to be back.
How important is this event to kids or a lot of families that really can't afford these school supplies because they can be very expensive?
Yeah, school supplies are really expensive, and fortunately we're able to do this event, plus events frankly across the city where kids and families can get supplies that they need. They can get health services, they can get phone services, lead screening, so important in our community, access to early childhood information. So this is really a full day of school readiness. It's everything you need to be ready to start on Monday.
More than 1,200 families attended the Back to School event, which provides students with school supplies, backpacks, and workshops to help the families to be prepared for the upcoming school year. Mayor Jackson knows families need help providing their children with the back-to-school necessities.
And you would probably not be surprised that many kids don't have the basics. And so giving them the basics and having their parents be here with them, it really creates the kind of excitement where school is important. School is important as opposed to it not being a family event. We want it to be a family event, a community event. Education in school is important.
Many of the parents who attended the Back to School Fair say this event is vital to their family each year.
You know, school supplies are very expensive, trying to buy school supplies and school clothes, so this helps a lot. And they have a lot of resources that help, like medical and dental and everything, so it's been very helpful.
It's real helpful when you got multiple kids and you have to buy uniforms and all that, and you don't have to worry about buying the school supplies.
Now that the students have their tools for school, let's just hope they have a great school year. At Public Hall, I'm Enrique Correa, TV20, we are Cleveland.
In a ceremony in the Red Room of City Hall, Mayor Frank Jackson swore in Kimberly Roy Wilson as the new Commissioner of Information Technology and Services.
And that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties of Commissioner of the Division of Information Technology and Service.
Commissioner of the Division of Information Technology and Services.
The State of Ohio.
The State of Ohio.
During my continuance in said office.
During my continuance in said office.
Congratulations.
Commissioner Wilson becomes the first female and African American to hold that position. In her speech, Wilson thanked her friends, family, and colleagues.
To my work family, we are here today, not me, but we are here today because we depend on each other, because we trust one another, and because we believe in each other. So thank you.
A huge announcement came at a press conference between KeyBank and Jumpstart, a local nonprofit that works with entrepreneurs to ensure they are successful in their business and in their community.
It's about small businesses. It's about students. It's about neighborhoods. If that isn't foundational, I don't know what is. So it's with pride and excitement, and on behalf of the employees of KeyBank, those who are here and those who couldn't join us today, I'm pleased to announce the KeyBank Business Boost and Build program, powered by Jumpstart, hence our logo, and it will be funded by a $24 million grant from the KeyBank Foundation to Jumpstart.
Ray Leach, CEO for Jumpstart, says this grant will offer great benefits for entrepreneurs and small business owners through the Boost and Build program.
The Boost and Build program is going to be super powerful because it's going to enable us to leverage resources that are available from other partners, so we can basically expand our program. We have a partnership today with the Ohio Third Frontier. Every one of these dollars from KeyBank is going to be matched by the state of Ohio, so it's going to allow us to serve 3, 4, 5 times more entrepreneurs than we have been able to do historically, particularly in the core city of Cleveland. So this is a significant amount of fuel for Jumpstart's tank, and we're also going to be funding and supporting other nonprofits that are working in this same space. So that 1 + 1 + 1 is going to equal 10 here via this new partnership.
Speaking at the press conference, Mayor Frank Jackson offered his congratulations on this important collaboration and how it fosters inclusiveness and diversity.
Everything that we do is about how do we move Cleveland towards greatness. Now, Cleveland is not a great city yet. It's a successful city. And we can talk about those successes and in terms of initiatives and outcomes and things, but we're successful. Our greatness will be measured by what we do in terms of allowing everyone to participate in that prosperity and the quality of life that we create as a community.
Bruce Murphy is KeyBank's head of corporate responsibility, and he says this grant will help entrepreneurs from the start.
We will directly engage with entrepreneurs who really need to have the kind of technical assistance and capital in order to make a real difference. So they will, in fact, have their businesses grow to a platform that allows them to really take off. In the long run, what it does is it creates a plethora of opportunities where they, in fact, can impact other entrepreneurs as they begin to grow as a firm.
Angela Flowers of Making a Difference Consulting began working with Jumpstart last year, and she says this collaboration is a great deal for all entrepreneurs, small business owners, and entrepreneurs-to-be.
What it does is it allows our children, especially within the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, to learn more about entrepreneurship and to know that even though they're young, they can be entrepreneurs at this very age. And so if they have a great idea or they have a strength or talent, what it does is it exposes them to the right mentors and advisors, but also talks to them about business before college. And so it's just going to be an excellent partnership to allow those students the opportunity that they may not have gotten otherwise.
It was a reunion of heroes at the Renaissance Hotel in downtown Cleveland. Members of the 83rd Infantry Division, also known as the Thunderbolt Division, came together to reminisce and remember those lost. John Markins, president of the Division Association, says the 83rd is celebrating a pretty important milestone, their 71st reunion.
We're here 71 years later. It's also the 100th anniversary of the raising of the 83rd Infantry Division. It actually began in World War I in Camp Sherman, Ohio, and it was mostly Ohio and West Virginia men who served in that division.
The reunion was open to family and friends. Sadly, the number of surviving veterans of the infantry is dwindling.
We actually had, we hope to have 10. One actually is in the hospital and can't make it now, but we have 9 surviving veterans who are participating in reunion activities. We had 5 at the Cleveland Indians Yankees game last night, and we have almost 180 people altogether, the majority, most of whom are descendants, and who all either grew up with the association or want to learn much more about their fathers, uncles, and descendants.
Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson stopped by the reunion to honor them and to present a proclamation and certificates to the surviving members.
I'm a veteran, I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I want to thank you for your service, because when you serve, it creates a bond that you would not have but for that service. So thank you for your service.
The 83rd Thunderbolt Division played a major and historic role in the theater of World War II, says Markins.
This division landed in the beaches of Normandy at D-Day +12, fought through the hedgerows, fought all the way across Europe, participated and fought in the Battle of the Bulge, and they were the division that got the farthest into Germany and within 45 miles of Berlin. Where they actually met up with the Russians. And along the way, they liberated a concentration camp at Langenstein, and they also at one point captured 20,000 German prisoners, which was the single largest surrender at that point in the war.
For more information on the 83rd Thunderbolt Infantry Division, visit the association's website at 83rdassociation.com. And we'll be right back with more TV20 News.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit And now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to TV20 News. The Ward 7 New Day in Huff Parade and Pancake Breakfast first began in 1967 as a way to bring the community together after the Huff riots. In the early 1970s, the late Councilwoman Fannie Lewis officially named it a New Day in Huff. Now, 50 years later, Councilman TJ Dow explains why the free day-long event is still meaningful.
It's a tradition that has been passed on year after year. It's just that basically all of us as a community, families come together and just celebrate the rich history of our neighborhoods, Huff, St. Clair Superior, and Asiatown. So we have folks that come from all across the ward and beyond to come out today and just celebrate life, celebrate our community, and just really celebrate all of the progress that we've made. We are a festival that's very much so community-based, and we make sure we have amenities for everybody, regardless of what their age will be. So you'll have the bounce houses out here. You'll have the game truck out here. You'll have music for kids, and so you'll also have a senior tent.
It's a new day!
Resident and volunteer Pastor Linda Cooper tells us how this day impacts the community.
It's thriving. It's thriving. And it's an empowerment for the people to see what is going on in the neighborhoods and to enjoy themselves and to know that we have a councilman that is going to help us.
This is just a time that we make sure that we have something for everybody, and it's really about community and it's really about family.
The Cleveland Division of Fire held their recent open house and ice cream social at station number 39, located on the west side of Cleveland. Mayor Frank Jackson was in attendance, meeting members of the community, and departments such as EMS, City Dogs, and Cleveland Water joined in on the family-friendly event. Fire Chief Angelo Cavillo explains why they put on the social and how it benefits our community.
It opens up our doors and it actually allows the community to come in and see the resources we have, not only in the fire department but the other divisions. So we've got our engine and our fire trucks. We have our firefighters that'll actually show the families and children our fire apparatuses and what they do, because it allows us to educate the people as far as fire safety and the resources available for the citizens of Cleveland, Ohio. And I want to thank again the citizens of Cleveland for voting issue 32. That enhancement budget allowed us another engine company in the downtown district right across from the ballpark. And it also allowed us to provide our services for a robust fire department. And we're actually putting on another cadet class towards the fall of this year. So that money has actually allowed us to do that. In addition to that, the technical side of it, we're going to actually acquire a record management system to quantify what we do on the fire department as far as incident calls, Fire Prevention Bureau, investigations. It'll capture all that information to identify what we do.
Volunteers from City Dog Cleveland were on hand and tell us they enjoy participating in the events.
We love for people to find out about animal control so that when they're considering finding a dog, they come and look for us. We also want people to know if they lose their dog in the city of Cleveland, where to go to try to look for it and find it. The City Dogs program is the adoption arm of Cleveland Animal Care and Control. We find homes for all the dogs that come in. A lot of our adoption partners help with the small dogs, so we have mostly pit bulls and pit mixes. Our dogs are picked up running loose on the streets of Cleveland by the animal control officers, and then they come to us for a better start.
Family Families headed to Voinovich Park and the East 9th Street Pier to fish for free along with the CPD. Mayor Frank Jackson and Cleveland Police Chief Calvin Williams spent time with the kids and posed for pictures. The Cleveland Police Foundation served a hot dog lunch. Volunteers from the Downtown Cleveland Alliance assisted with fishing poles and supplies. And Dr. You Are Awesome created a Bubble Palooza for all to enjoy. If you would like more information on future Kids Fish Cleve for free events, visit northcoastharbor.org. If you're having a hard time getting fresh vegetables on your table, then the city has a healthy solution for you and your family. People were lined up at the J. Glenn Smith Health Center on St. Clair Avenue for the monthly produce distribution, which is free and open to the public. Every third Tuesday of the month, the center opens up its doors and provides free fresh produce to people in need. All you have to do is bring an ID and a bag or cart to carry your produce. Organizers say the fresh produce helps to make a difference to people who need it most.
This is free produce, We have everything from watermelon, today we have potatoes, sweet potatoes, we have green peppers, we have zucchini, we have cucumbers. Please come out every third Tuesday. Every third Tuesday, we do this giving back to the Glenville community.
How do you think this helps a lot of people out there that are, trying to make ends meet?
Because that's exactly what it does. It helps them get that produce, the important nutrients, important for their diet on the table for them at absolutely no cost.
Other dates for the monthly produce will be on September 19th, October 17th, and the program will end on November 21st, so make sure you take advantage of this great opportunity. To get kids excited about returning to school for the upcoming year, Cleveland Transformation Alliance and Cleveland Promise Neighborhood partnered with the Friendly Inn Settlement to help give kids in the central neighborhood a promising start to a new school year. TV20 reporter Christian Patterson has more of the story.
Yes, Leah. Families from all over the central neighborhood stopped by the Friendly Inn for their annual back-to-school rally.
Well, it's really just about celebrating education. So we got the community coming out, we got the schools coming out, and just showing that we are all in this together to have quality schools and quality education here in the central community.
The first day of school, the beginning of the school year is very important. I know of cases of kids who don't have clothes for the school year. And kids grow a lot over the summer, so they can't wear the clothes they wore back in the spring. The shoes may be worn out. They may feel bad if their hair is not cut and they're not feeling their best in their personal appearance. So when they can start school on that first day and they got everything they need, they're ready to learn, that sets the tone for the whole school year. So I think that's one of the positive impacts of events like this.
New school year, new haircut, new clothes. You got all your school supplies? All right. So you're going to be ready when school starts then, right? That's good, man. For us, the haircut is just kind of bait to get them in the chair. Every kid wants to have a fresh haircut, but that's our opportunity, our one-on-one time that I got this kid in the chair, he go sit still, that I can just give him words of encouragement going into the school year, to tell him that I'm proud of him, that, he's advancing to the next grade, and just to be his personal cheerleader. Again, the haircut is just a bait, so we can just kind of sow seeds of positivity into the young man.
Cleveland Metropolitan School District has an open enrollment policy, so schools from across the district were on hand to help parents make the right choice.
So we know that there's still going to be some families that have not made a choice, so we want them to know that these are your school options here in the central community. We're going to put them all under one roof, learn about them, make a choice, and if you have already made that choice, come meet your school representatives, and so you can start the school year off knowing who you're going to be talking to next year.
We have strong partners in this community, people that care about the kids, and they care, and they show they care by coming and giving back to the neighborhood in different ways, whether it's a haircut, braiding hair, somebody donated book bags and school supplies, food, and everything else. So we want to show the kids that everybody in this community, we love you, we care about you, and your future is important.
Reporting from the Friendly Inn in Cleveland Central neighborhood, I'm Christian Patterson for TV20. We are Cleveland.
Thanks for watching TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. Up next, we'll have Christian Patterson with the Inside Sports Report.